Today we are doing surface area practice, just kind of putting everything together. And tomorrow will be your test over surface area practice. It's kind of like a quiz test. I am going to count it as a major grade, but I'm saying it's like a quiz test because tomorrow is going to be, again, your second open notes test, solely because when I'm not there, so you haven't had me in the classroom, and two, with the crunching of all of our lessons together because of our winter storm. And just, I feel like it's the right thing to do. Tomorrow is an open note test. Again, your area of composite test was, figures was open notes, and your grades show that not very many of y'all took advantage of that. So please take advantage of this. Use your notes. If you didn't watch your notes and it's Thursday and your test is tomorrow, you might want to kind of crunch that in at some point tonight to be successful tomorrow. This test grade will go on the next 6 weeks. So this will not go on your current report card that ends this week. It will go on the next one. So just so you know. Let's get started. If you have the PDF of this or you're looking at it, you realize that or notice that the numbers go down. So if we're going to be working 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is on the left side of the page, because you're actually going to be completing the right side of the page on your own. And I did that because I wanted your examples to be right next to each other. So we're going to complete number 1, and then you're going to complete number 2 on your, we're going to complete number 1, and you're going to complete number 5 on your own. And the way that it's numbered on the paper is specifically designed where 1 and 5 are right next to each other. Okay, then we're going to complete number 2 on our own together, and then you're going to complete number 6 on your own. And number 6 looks just like number 2, which is why it's next to each other. So the left side we're doing, the right side you're doing. And this is meant to be, there's only 8 questions, I believe. And so this is meant to be a full lesson. So please take your time doing it. And I think I misnumbered on the paper as well. So you all know what I mean. So number 1 is to find the total surface area of the cubic box. Remember, a cube means that we have a base is a square. So we have this formula for base of a square that A equals S squared. And if we're finding total surface area, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. Why aren't you writing? 6 sides. That's 2 bases and 4 faces. Okay, so we're going to use A equals S squared to find one of the sides of this cubic box. So A equals, your side length here is 2 feet. So A equals 2 squared. 2 squared means 2 times 2, which means A equals 4 feet squared. Okay, so that's just for one face, and we have 6 of them. So now we need to take 4 and multiply them by 6, because this is how many number of sides. And when I'm writing, you should write so that you have these notes for when you're working on the number on your own. Okay, so 4 times 6 is 24. So your total surface area equals 24 feet squared. Okay, so if you were doing this and I asked for lateral, how many would you multiply here for lateral? 4 times 4, yes, because that would be, we wouldn't include the 2 bases, and so it would be the 4 faces right here. Okay, good. So I need you to press pause and complete number 5 on your own, which is a net, and you'll find the cube. Or as a class, decide if you want to just go through all of the video and then do the rest on your own. That's fine too. Okay, so number 2 says to find the lateral surface area of the figure below. Okay, so here we have a triangular prism. Here are your bases. So let's shade our bases. Triangle, triangle. Okay, so lateral means no bases. So those things that we just shaded, we're not going to use. Okay, so we just have this side right here. Okay, and then we have this bottom. Okay, so let's do the bottom. This is going to be number 1. So if we look at our bottom rectangle, we have a length of 10 and a height of 10 and a base of 5. So this is base and this is height of this bottom rectangle. Okay, so area equals base times height, and area equals 4 times 10. So area equals 40 feet squared. Okay, so that's just for that bottom one. So then now we're going to go to this taller rectangle right here. Okay, this taller rectangle has a height of 9, and then the same base right here of 10. Okay, so height of 9 and base of 10. So area equals base times height, and area equals 9 times 10. So area equals 90 feet squared. Awesome. Is that all I need to do? No. So we only have one of the blue rectangles, but of the green we have 2 of them. So that means I need to take 90 and multiply it by 2. 0 and 9 times 2 is 180. Okay, so to get lateral surface area, I'm going to have to take my blue, which is 40, and add it to my green, 2 greens, which is 180, and that gives me my total. Or not my total, my lateral, because we didn't do the triangles. 0, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2. So lateral surface area equals 220 feet squared. Okay. So number 6 is on the right side of this problem on your PDF. It goes with this. So it might ask you for total though. I'm not sure. But so this is the process. Your bases would have been the triangle right here. This is your base. Okay. 8 and 4. And then area equals base times height. But since we don't have to do that, divided by 2, then we have to worry about that. But just in case you have to do that on number 6. Okay, so number 3 is the lateral and total surface area of a pyramid. If you look at this, it has a square base, okay? So, and the reason why I know that it's a square base is because this side is 6 centimeters and this side is 6 centimeters. So your base is a square, which is a 6 by 6. So the area of that is s squared, right? That's how we find area of a square. So then area equals 6 squared. And then what does it mean to be 6 squared? That means 6 times 6 And 6 times 6 is 36 centimeters squared. Okay, so that's my base, correct? Okay, so now let's work on lateral down here. Okay, so lateral, we are going to look at our triangles. So we have this height line right here, or slant height of 16, and then a base of our triangle of 6. Okay, so lateral, we have an area of base times height divided by 2. Area equals, we just said our base is 6 and our slant height is 16 divided by 2. 16 times 6, 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9. Area equals 96 divided by 2. And then area equals 2 dividing into 96. 2 goes into 9 8 times minus, not 8 times. 4 times minus 8 is 1 left over. Bring your 6 down. 2 goes into 16 8 times. Minus 16 is 0. So it equals 48 centimeters squared. Okay, so now we have to determine how many triangles do we have. Well, if our base is this rectangle right here, that means we have a triangle going off on all sides. That's going to give us 4 triangles. So that means I need to take 48 and multiply it by 4. 8 times 4 is 32. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19. So your lateral surface area equals 192 centimeters squared. Okay, and then your total surface area is going to be the 192 plus this 36 for the base. 6 plus 2 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 228 centimeters squared is your total. Perfect. So then I believe this is where I started misnumbering, or maybe it's the next one, but to the right of this is the same problem. It's a pyramid, so you can use this for your example. Rewatch it, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you understand. Okay, so then our fourth example is a rectangular prism. So I'm just hitting all the bases of the notes that we took. We went over cubes, we went over triangular prisms, we went over pyramids, and then now rectangular prisms. So if we notice here, we have a wider rectangle and a wider rectangle. I'm just shading different things. Then we have a shorter rectangle in width and a shorter rectangle in width. And then we have our bases right here. Base, base. So we have 3 different figures on this problem. So let's start with the blue figure, which happens to be our base. Okay. So everything that we do when we find the area, we're going to have to multiply it by 2, because if you see, we have 2 of each type of figure. So our base right here is 1.5, and then, so it's here. My line's a little off, and here. Why is my line being off? Okay, well, you go. Let me just draw it. It's here, and then here, which happens to be 3, according to this. Okay, so area of a base, area equals 3 times 1.5. Then area equals 4.5. Okay, so like I said, we're going to have to take 4.5 and multiply it by 2. And that equals 9. So 9 is what we're going to use for total. Okay, so that's what we're going to add whenever we find total over here. Oops, I used that color for something else. Okay. Let me erase. When we find total over here, we're going to have to add 9 to the other numbers. Okay. Then we have our wider rectangle. That's this one. It has a 3 and a 4. So area equals base times height. Area equals plug in those two values. It's multiplication, so it doesn't truly matter the order. And then 4 times 3 is 12. We have to multiply that by 2, which is 24. Okay. So go ahead and press pause and find the pink and then see if you can do the total, the lateral and the total. Okay, so I got 36 and 40.